pandemic really had an impact on transit, and I think that those transit agencies that are able to adapt and adjust are going to be the ones that come out the strongest on the other end. And that's really one of the things that I say all the time to staff, is that we need to ensure that the train meets the needs of the community. I think that people really appreciate my willingness to recognize that SMART's not perfect, and that we have a lot of work to do, and that we're willing to do that work. I truly believe that we have the talent in this place to solve any problem. People go right to work on it, and they know to even use that word. Here's the root cause of the problem. This is what we can do to alleviate it, and this is how we're going to mitigate it in the future. And so when you have a team and you're surrounded by a team like that, it makes you feel really good.
And because we're a nimble organization, a small startup organization, we have in our favor the ability that we can try things. And if they don't work, we try something different. And Eddy's very receptive to that.
What makes Eddy a good leader? It's trust. He's built that trust with the staff, with the community, with the board, and the communities that we serve.
One of my first strategies was to do strategic work with the board and the staff and make sure we were all aligned going in the right direction, right? And one of the things that really jumped out to me is that our board, once they were able to go through and really look at everything, they were able to identify what were our strategic objectives, which are ridership, extensions, pathway, and freight. Then we held a listening session exclusively for each one of those strategic objectives. And we received tons and tons of good feedback. And it was just really an opportunity for me to engage with the public. And then we're able to take that information and go back to the board and start to establish our goals moving forward. And that's one of the things I'm very proud of, is that if you look at the things that have been implemented to date, those are all community driven.
The award is about cutting red tape, and that means to me basically is being able to listen to people and then act upon it, right? So even though we may not be able to do everything that he hears out in the community, he can filter through that, really try to understand what people are talking about and what's bothering them, and seeing if we can fix that, right? So it might not be the exact solution that somebody brought up to him, but it's something that furthers the organization and furthers people's trust in the organization.
We've cut out red tape by being responsive to the community and the cities we serve. I meet with everybody anytime. People know I'll take their phone calls, and if somebody has a good idea, we take it to the board, we get approval, we implement it, and I think we're doing it really quick. So I think us being responsive and willing to change and willing to think outside the box is really the big thing that's helped us not only cut the red tape, but to get our ridership to where it is.
We've been able to reduce fares, expand service, bring back Sunday service, bring back late night trains. We're going to be doing free rides for youth in the summer. That's all supported by our local sales tax.
SMART has a huge impact on quality of life in the area, whether it's economic, environmental, or just those access to opportunities. I think those are all three very important. You know, we're on pace this year to carry 594,000 riders. What does that mean in real life? 13 million miles. Our average rider rides the SMART train 22 miles each direction, and that takes 13 million miles a year off of Highway 101. That's a big deal. Access to opportunity is a big one to me, because that gets people to education, to better health care, to better jobs. I think that there's an affordable housing component to that. I think it's huge for employers because it expands their reach to recruit talent. So there's a lot of aspects and a lot of things that the SMART train brings to this community that I think makes it very, very important. When I leave here, whether I will determine whether or not I'm successful will be, is the system built out? Are we running full 3-car trains all day long, and do we have 5,000 plus riders a day? That's what good looks like to me, and that's what we're working towards. We're going to set some very, very aggressive goals going into next year on ridership.
Yeah, if you haven't come out and ridden the train in some time or enjoyed the bike ped pathway, come on out, join us on SMART. It's a great way and a great time to ride SMART.